Hello, Senior 2. Now it's time for physics with Mrs. Shayma Qubisi. Our lesson today will start talking about Chapter 2, its light. At the first, what are the main properties of light or electromagnetic wave? As a light is one of the electromagnetic waves. From the previous, electromagnetic wave, the R wave, which propagates in the materialistic medium and non-materialistic medium, which means that it doesn't need medium to propagate through. It can propagate through medium and the space. Number 2, propagate in the space by constant velocity, which is the same velocity of all electromagnetic wave and equal 3 multiplying 10 power 8 meter per second. Number 3, also, as you know from the previous lesson, they are transverse wave only. 4, they are electromagnetic waves. That means that it consists of two field, electric and magnetic field, which are perpendicular or normal to each other, as in this picture. Magnetic field are normal to or perpendicular to electromagnetic field. Number 5, they are electromagnetic wave, consist of electric and magnetic field perpendicular to each other, as radio wave, microwave, infrared, visible light, ultraviolet, X-ray, and gamma ray. In this scale, it explains the graduation of electromagnetic wave from radio wave to gamma ray, as radio wave has highest wavelength and lowest frequency, while gamma ray has highest frequency but lowest wavelength. What are the main properties of light wave? Number 1, light propagate in a straight line. Number 2, light reflection. What's meant by light reflection? As you know from previous year, it's bouncing of light wave in the same medium when it fall on the reflecting surface. Let's watch this video.
With blue light, you need to accurately record the line, since most of the light that the mirror's back surface is on the line, while the glass is in front of the line. Direct the light ray at an angle towards the mirror and mark the path of the incident and reflected rays by placing two small dots on each of them.
And this mirror considered as a reflecting surface.
Using a ruler, connect the dots with
this
straight
ray,
lines.
which is drawn, first is incident and second is
you can now measure the angle of incidence and the angle of reflection with a protractor, which is best placed like this. The line marked 90 degrees on the protractor will be your 0 degrees. So in this case, the angle of reflection is 35 degrees, and the angle of incidence is also 35 degrees.
35.
So, just repeating, when using a protractor in this situation, you have to ignore the degrees marked on it and measure the angle of each light ray with respect to the normal. The angle of incidence in this case is 10, 20, 30, 35 degrees. And the angle of reflection is 10, 20, 30. Once you've measured the angles, you can draw in the normal line and mark in the angles and the direction tracings, making sure that you fill in the table.
They are the same. Okay. Look at this. If this mirror considered as a reflecting surface, if light fall in this ray, which is known as incident light ray, and I have to make a line normal to the reflecting surface from the point of incidence, which is known as a normal line. So this angle between incident light ray and normal line known as angle of incidence or incident angle. This the light, when light fall in the mirror, it will reflect. Before reflecting, what's the angle of incidence? It is the angle between incident light ray and normal line from the point of incidence. This light fall on the mirror, then it reflects like that. This is reflected light ray. And the angle between normal line and reflected light ray known as angle of reflection. So what's meant by the angle of reflection? Angle of reflection is the angle between reflected light ray and normal line from the point of incidence on the reflecting surface. What are the laws of the light reflection? First law, as we saw in the video, number 1, angle of incidence must equal the angle of reflection. Number 2, incident light ray and reflected light ray and normal line from the point of incidence, these 3 lines, they all line in one plane. What is the relation of between it and reflecting surface, which is perpendicular or normal to reflecting surface? Again, second law indicate that, estimate that incident ray, reflected ray, and normal line, they all in one plane, which normal or perpendicular to the reflecting surface. Problem: 3 mirrors A, B, C are normal to each other as in the figure. Light fall on angle on mirror A with angle between the incident ray and reflecting surface 60. What is the light reflection on the third mirror, which is C? Look at this. This is mirror 1 or A. This is the incident light ray that has angle with incident ray and reflecting surface 60. Where is the angle of incidence here? 60, so it will be 30. Okay, complete the drawing like that. This light ray will reflect to other mirror, mirror P. Then, by calculating angle 60, this complement with it 30, this is incident. So the reflected will be 30. This angle complement with this 30, so it will be 60. This triangle, it's right, 60, so it will be 30. Then the light will reflect again to the third mirror. Now I have to get, or I'd like to get this angle, okay, complete calculation. This make complement or right angle with 30, so it will be 30. The angle of incidence on mirror B, 60, so the reflection will be 60. This equals 30 as its right angle. Then it will be 60, so also right angle, and 60 make complement with this, which known as incident, which equal reflected also 30, so the light reflect with angle 30. Another example. Each of the following figure has light ray fall parallel to the mirror Y. This mirror X and this is mirror Y. What is the angle of incidence reflected from mirror X in first case, and this also what is the mirror of incidence of reflected ray on mirror Y on X? Look at this answer. In first case, light incident with 45, so it will reflect by 45. In this triangle, this angle 45 is also 45 this, so it will be right angle. The light fall right or 90 or normal to the reflecting surface, it will reflect on itself. Why? Because here angle of incidence equal angle of reflection equal 0. So the angle of incidence on mirror Y reflected on mirror Y will be 0. The other example, look at this angle 30, and it will, and this light ray incident with 60. It also will be 60 incident angle, reflected angle. I have this triangle. This will be 30 and will be 30. Common angle inside triangle 180. So all of this will be 120. 30, 60. Total يبقى الفاضل منها 120. 120 this is normal, so it will be 30. Angle of incidence here 30. So reflected on X will be also yes, great, 30. That complement with it will be 60. Thank you. Other point. Note when you look at the glass window of the room, what happened? Maybe, number 1, outside the room is dark, as it's a night. The intensity of light that passes from the room from outside is very small. So the reflected light ray are a small amount, you can see your image. While if case the outside of room is lighted as it's a time of day, the intensity of light passed from outside larger than reflected light from inside, so it's difficult to see your image by reflection. Now I have to ask you about light refraction. We studied before in middle 2, I think. Okay, if light fall on the rectangular glass block as shown. Number 1, this light ray incident ray, I can divide it into 3 rays. Ray number 1, small amount of it will be reflected light ray. Second ray may be absorbed by the glass block. Third ray is refracted inside it as it's a transparent medium. What's meant by light refraction? Light refraction, it's a change of light path when it passes through two transparent medium different in optical density. In this case, this is light pass through air, which is transparent. Then it passes through glass, which is also transparent, but it has different optical density. What's meant by the optical density? Optical density, it is the ability of medium, transparent or transparent medium, to refract a light ray or bend the light ray when it passes through it. Okay. Then I'd like to get or to know what's meant by the angle of refraction. The same light reflection, angle of incidence, it is the angle between incident light ray and normal line. So the angle of refraction, this angle theta, it's angle between the refracted light ray, this is, and normal line from the point of incidence on the separating surface between two media. What are the conditions necessary for light refraction? Number one, presence of two transparent medium with condition different in optical density. When they are different in optical density, the speed of light in each medium is different from medium to another, so it makes light refraction. Number two, the incident light ray must not be perpendicular to separating surface. Why? In case of light normal to separating surface, the angle of incidence will be 0 and there is no light refraction.